Hi everybody, this is Shane Carlisle for L&I Tradehouse on the 7th of the 9th, 2022 at 9:05. Now, I just thought I'd do a little roundup video to see what's happened today because I've not actually looked myself. I've been on calls and meetings with a couple of the new members who you've seen have joined today. Zach, right at the beginning of his journey, but obviously he's been sat on the fence watching for a long time. Bang on for jumping in and calling Zach, I'm here to help. But again, this is going to be a charting video. Just thought I'd say hello. Sam Wilkinson, I used to work with Sam. I know he's a top lad. He did a little bit of trading when I was retailing. He asked me about it then. Then some family issues come about. He's come back. He's asked the question again. He's jumped in this time, both feet, So everybody in the group will help you, mate. Obviously, you've got me personally for 4 sessions every month. Again, I'll give you everything you need to know about how we do, what we do, and why we do, and how we get to the goals that we get to, and where we're going to get to. Okay, you're coming right in at the beginning of the process, where it's all just sort of being dialed into the fine tuning. Yes, profits are being taken every day, but we know we can achieve more with what we've got, but we're sticking at a consistent profit. We're just sort of trying to figure a way of keeping that profit, but letting it run, without it coming back and tagging that out. So I tried it this morning. It come down. It literally knocked me out by a pip. But I took my 3%, so I was happy. Next couple of days, take another couple of threes. Might end up with a 10 in 11. That one today finished on 14%. So I know I'm in the area where the big moves happen at the right time. I just have to find a way of trailing to lock in percent as I go. I don't want to lock in too much too fast for it to then just turn around and knock me out. So I'd like a 2% increase, and then I'd lock in 1%, and then it can hover around the 1%, do what it wants. If that makes sense. Anyway, I won't keep chatting because that's all that's happened over the past couple of days. I've just sat and chatted. I've been on calls with everybody stuff, so I want to get into some charts. I've not been in some apart from being in the markets when I need to be. I've not really. So I was just looking. This was the one I took. Obviously, I took a 1 to 3. I had it passed my 3. Okay. See how it blasted past. So I moved my stop loss to my 3% line, which was somewhere there. I'm guessing I took a bit of a tighter entry. What did I take my entry at? History. Chief Jack. 215. So why did that? I must have had my stop loss set a bit higher. I did. I took 1690. So I took. So if it was set at 3%, I would have stayed in. Crackers. Again, that's me not dialing in my numbers right to the point. If I'd have put that actually at 3%, it didn't come in and tag me out. 215. So it was even lower, sorry. So about there. So again, I need to be more accurate with what's here. That's always 7, so I don't have to really mess around with that. But sometimes I'll just drag that to like 3-1, 3-2. Whereas if I'd have kept that at an accurate 3, I'd have stayed in that trade. Just spread might have got me, possibly. But my calculations were off. So that's a human error again on my behalf. Yes, I took my 3%. Well, I took 3.14, something like that. Lost a percent on the odd USD because it did have a massive market correction during London Open. But again, be happy with what you take. If you take 3% over 3 days, you can have up to 8 losses before you're losing anything. Well, you're not. You still got a percent at 8 losses. You know, so you could have a week, nearly 2 weeks of losses, and still have a percent. Now, anyone who knows myself, I work in percentages because some of the numbers I work with are just silly. So I'd rather talk percent because it works for all account sizes. But I filled that one in. We had a win on that today. So over 23 days, I've had 10 wins, 8 losses, which has given me a 22% overall, which is good for anybody. You're having 22% of £100,000 every month. You're taking £22,000 a month. I think pretty much anybody I know can live on £22,000 a month, and that's 23 days of 4 hours work. Okay, so what happened with the odd USD? It had a massive market correction on me. And you see here, I was following the downtrend. I must have had this break. I was looking for that to break, going for the risky break. I jumped in with a position straight after close because of human error. Didn't see this imbalance grab here. If I'd have saw that and then the break, I'd have possibly caught that move there. But because I'd seen that break, it just broke the line in my eyes. But again, human error. If I'd have waited and I'd have seen it break all that, break, I'd have been sat at this candle and I'd have probably caught that, because if it's over 21 pips from the top of that candle to there, well, it just stayed in and sold me out just there at 21. So I would have got it, and then it dropped out. But I'd have got my 1 to 3 if I'd have waited to see this break of structure in the market. But because I was seeing a downtrend, everything's lining up. We've got a break to the downside. So everything on my trade plan lined up. But then ultimately the market set that imbalance and took off, to then come back to release this candle. So that could have been a telltale sign there, that breaking that. Then they had the imbalance grab and pushed off through London, and then flagged back down between 12 and 1, and then took off at New York. You broke structure there. All that. They've come back. They've not quite made that bottom one, but I'd be sat at that one, because that leg broke the structure. So obviously I'd have been sat at that one if I was trading New York. I'd have a 7-point stop loss there. I'd have that set at a 1 to 3, and I'm done. Bang. Another 3% out of the market during. Obviously, you've had the market correction through London, and I've had the loss. But then New York's come into play, and they've broke to the upside. So I've seen that, and I've took me 3%. So I've gave me 1% back. No, yeah, got 3, but I've lost 1, so I'll have 2% over one day there, just from seeing a break of market structure. And that was literally just out of New York, 2:15, 2 o'clock. So around 2:30, I'd say. Yeah, 2:30, they had the push out, the retreat, and it actually went a 1 to 8, so that would have been a 14 off the Chief J, 1 to 8, a loss. So 22 minus the 1, so 21%. just from following a break of structure rule on the internal structure in the 5 minute. Okay, so again, I think I'm not trading the New York sessions on these ones. I might look to trade the New York on the US. Any Australian pairs are looking like they're playing at different times. So it might be an idea to look to trade the New York session over that side of the sea. What's happened with the FTSE this morning? Where's my arrows? Did we get it? Yeah, got it before it blew out. Did we? Yeah, because I've seen that as the break. That was the structure. Okay. No, we're going up. So that broke. No, that failed. That was a loss. It came, yeah, because that candle broke and it took me. Yeah, did it? Got it. That was my break. So as soon as that candle closed there, I had my position on that candle. In, out. Did it get me? No, it was a fail. But why was I going up? I wouldn't have been going up. I'd have been going down. So that broke my structure. That blue would have been my candle. 7. Oh, I was 600 with this. I think I worked it out. 1 to 3. So I'd have got it just before it turned around. Okay, so that's a win. Win for the FTSE. Was that a win? Win for the FTSE. You know, quite like the FTSE. Seems to be loss, but 6% up. You know, I don't know how many I did on the FTSE. That got me beautifully. I had the break, candle, just tagged me in. Would have finished on 1 to 16. But again, I only need 3%. So that was a win. See where we're going, can't you? See, that's broke my structure, which led me to that candle. Danced out, tagged me in, took me off. You know, be happening every time frame, guys, but when you can monopolize it down in the internal structure, opportunities are everywhere. And that's where your discipline training comes in. Because you'll be wanting to take every opportunity. People see this happening, they're thinking it's buying to the moon. But I know they've got that bank move sat there. And they're not going anywhere until they've got that big one there. Wouldn't surprise me if they come back for that today. I scroll out. Oh no, they're not come back down yet. They tried to. But ultimately, we've got a bit of an uptrend going on. See, I'd have caught that. Because of where my time of trading is. You know, we're at 8% there over 4 days. I'm not going to carry on marking that. I'll do that tomorrow. What happened with the GA today? Did we have a win? we were coming down, but it spiked out. So we had a loss of the GA. GU. So we're coming down. It didn't break till very late. Well, that would have been in my structure. That broke me. So we had a win on here today. Because that little bluey would have been my candle. Seven. And that actually went for a 1 to 10. But again, we only need 3%. So that's a win. 3%. US Hong Kong. So have a look. It's a bit funky in the 5 minute because there's not a lot in the market for this currency. But we get a bit of a better view in the 15 minute or so. But I know what I'm looking for. So we're going up. So I'd be classing that as my structure. Broke that. Broke that with that candle during our trade times. So I'd have followed it back and got sat on that candle. But I think that big wick might. Oh no, I think I set this at 2. It's quite big. And again, 1 to 5, 1 to 3. It's about there. So he's still sort of in that trade now. But like you say, big things happen on this because of there's not a lot of money in the market. Dirty 30. What happened on Dirty 30 today? 11. 7. Yeah, we had a win today. Structure. Broke it. Candle. Position. Oh, come on. Position. And I think I had this at about 3,000, I think it was. Around that. 4,000. Let me scroll back and have a look. What's this set at? 2, 3. Yeah, about 2, 3, 2, 5. But again, if I was to stay in it, because I've caught that move at the market correction, you've got a 1 to 18. You know, I'm in the area of the market, in the time of the market, when they're making these daft moves. So it's only a matter of time before I'm catching these moves every day, you know. I'm not in blowing my own trumpet. You could have caught another position. You know, it broke again there. So you sit there, you get another position. You'd sit at that candle. You give yourself a 7. Well, sorry, a 2, 2, 2, 2, 5. It's not only now if you got one position running to a 1 to 18, you've had a second position run to 1 to 18. That candle there. It happens everywhere, guys. Broke that structure. Okay. Which led you to that candle. Yeah. 7, 2.5, whatever. 2, 2.5. Okay. So 2 1-18s and a 1-10. 36, 46%. Just from seeing it break, coming back, break, came back, break, broke this. Yes, there's all this here, but they never came back. So you'd have just cancelled that order off. And then when it broke that, you have a high chance that they're going to retrace back to here, which it did. So you've 46% there in the space of from the first break happening to the last trade selling out, 14 hours. And we all know with a £100,000 account at that, you're taking £46,000 profit in 14 hours of trading, just from following simple rules of a break of structure. Now, we've worked it, so you're not looking to catch these sort of moves. That's all you need. And that happened there. You know, you've took £3,250 there if you've got a £100,000 account. You know, and that's more than most people's salary in a month. And this is where a lot of people, they see the numbers, but they don't understand the numbers. You know, you're seeing a couple of zeros at the end, thinking, Jesus Christ, that's a lot. When it isn't, when it's put in perspective of account size. You know, you're seeing £1,000. If you're seeing £1,000 to some people, that's a lot of money. But when you're trading £100,000 account, that's only 1%. You know, it's the ratios that you have to sort of work out and understand. So when you see me posting, well, whoever posting, obviously numbers. Yes, if somebody got a £100 account and they'd managed to get it to £10,000, you know, that's like over 1,000% increase. But if somebody's got a £100,000 account and they've made 10,000, that's only a 10% increase. You know, so regardless of what the numbers say, it's the percentage growth of the account that matters. Because I could have £1 million account, take 1%, and I'm still taking £10,000. And that's 1%. And I took 3 there. I took 3 there. I could have took 3 there. You know, so the possibilities are in. That's all you need. You can take that every day. £3,000 a day over 5 days. That's £15,000 a week. You know, possibilities are endless, guys. So we had a win today on the Dirty 30. GJ. Yeah, we had a win on the GJ. Broke. Came back nice. Didn't quite tag me out. Took up for a 1-3. Did finish on a 1-7. You know, so I might swap out the odd for the GJ. I think we've had some good returns off the GJ, if I'm honest. Danny's doing really well with silver. Well impressed, Danny. Get rid of that. I don't need them lines. I just need trend lines. So that broke. That was my candle. Bang. 3%. What did we get out of this? No, it didn't activate. So we're back here with this. That didn't activate. Overall 13%. Oh, that's a bit low. Bring you out of play. What's overall percent on the euro? I think that was all right. Where are we? And that didn't activate. I'd have cancelled that before. You wouldn't have caught that. You'd have caught it from that break. But you'd have been selling because it's coming down. I don't know why I bought there. Because it looked like it were buying, that's why. So yeah, they're using the session by the looks of it to do market corrections. Every time they seem to use the session to change it. So that was a loss. Now, if the thing's back here, I've not updated it to here. That's me thinking. But we're riding 28% on the Euro US. We've had a couple of losses past few days. A little win there, but ultimately it's produced very well. The Euro US, mainly when it's going sideways. You know, again, that one. Here we go. If you were covering the other highs, you'd have got 10% out of that. So I know I'm in the right place. Did we have a trade today? Because we were coming down. No, it didn't break until there. So it's no active NA. NA. Well, that's cool. Because it's not a win and it's not a loss. You know, so we'll get lines put on for 7. 11. 7 and 11. What's sort of going off? We broke this. You know, you see how it's come and broke that, but we're still internal. It's just done an imbalance grab from there. Nice big candle there. Imbalance. Just took that back. I might be able to delete it. Not quite. And obviously with an imbalance, there'll be a banker's move sat on that. So I'll be waiting for a reaction at this point, possibly to the downside in the morning. Probably settle at that price now. Because the US dollar ultimately is sinking. Yes, it's had a bit of a peak today. They've probably had some good news or whatever, but we all know the US dollar's flopping. So yeah, I'll possibly wait for a reaction off this banker's move here. So that structure broke, it'd be that one there for me. Obviously, we're sort of in that imbalance now. Obviously, a bit of sideways action. If we break that, in fact, I might put that on top of the structure. And then if I colour that red, bank move green, big bag of chips. So that's the banker's move, and then that's the extreme price. So if it eats the imbalance, I can delete that off. If it tags the candle, I can delete that off. But again, these are just points of interest of where you could possibly see a flip round. You know, and if we see a nice arc round before 7, I'll look for this to break. You know, I'll possibly even put a trend line there. You know, and so that's that set. Hopefully through the night, we'll sort of settle, possibly come and bounce off this, maybe bounce off this, you know, take these. I'd like it to take that out, but stay within that one. Because then we're still within the structure of that back there. Yes, there's other peaks up here, but there's nothing like imbalance like that. Once they eat that up, they can move the market wherever they want. So I'll probably wait for this structure to possibly break. You know, there's plenty of pips to be grabbing on the way down here. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. We all love a bit of Bitcoin. I was actually looking at different times for Bitcoin, but let's just see what happened at 7. So there's not a lot going on between 7 and 11 at Bitcoin. We were coming down, so I'd look to break, but then it changed direction. But you see, oh, this is where all the action happens. And what time's this? Well, it's 7. See, I'd have caught that. Let's go for 7. 7. If we go 7-11. It's 4 hours. So let's try another one. What we got there? 7. So rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I think it's happening around this time. So we're coming down. I'm broke. Come on. Hey everybody, yeah, I sort of went into its own a bit there, but yeah, so Chief J could have been a 1 to 14, but 1 to 3 got taken out. Perfect. Odd USD could have been saved if I'd looked a bit harder at what I was doing this morning with it. But ultimately, it had a market correction during the session, so I was following my rules. The trend was going down, and I went in for a sell because that was my rules. So I took the 1% loss with the 2-3% gain. So we're 22% up on the Chief J today. Euro US. We didn't, it was not applicable, but I like the area where we are for a reversal. Got a banker's move here. I've got the extreme price line there. You know, it's all lining up for a nice imbalance, a nice grab. Get some nice breaker structure during session. We could possibly just consolidate a little bit now. And I'd like to see a break into London. And I'd look to jump in. FTSE, I might even have a little dabble at the FTSE tomorrow because we took a couple of good ones on the FTSE. Let's get lines ready. 7. $11. Okay. What's happening? We're selling off. What's happening a bit further back? Sort of climbing, but now it's broke down here. You see how that's rested there, creating lowers, but they could just be coming down to collect something here. But they broke. You know, what's to say they don't break again? So for me, the market's moving up. So I'll possibly just have a line there till I get to my screen in the morning. Might see a little dip down to a lower, but I'd like to see a springboard to the upside. But yeah, that'll do for now, Tradehouse. Just thought I'd put a little roundup, keep every day showing you what's possible, showing where they win, we lose, but we win and we lose together. We don't gamble, and we don't chase the market. The market comes to us every morning at 7 o'clock, you know. So I'm going to jump off now, guys. Just going to jump on for my mark, say hello, and I'll see you all on the floor in the morning. Bye for now, guys.